How you doing, everyone? So, back in after the weekend. If you didn't see what happened on the weekend, I had four cars go wrong, clutch, some brakes failed, a head cracked, and a load of paintwork went wrong where someone had painted the car previously to me. I done my matching in to the right paint code, and both sides of the car were wrong. So it's been a rough old weekend. So if you didn't see that video, go and have a little look. It's only a 10-minute, but it was a pretty rough old weekend. So it's Monday morning, and I'm playing with a Corsa at the moment. So we'll spin around. Let's go and have a little look, and I'll see what we can do. So if you're out of the loop and you're not sure what happened, this is my paintwork, my new paintwork, all prepped bonnet. That was covered in stone chips. I had to fill a few bits and pieces, get rid of some lines and stuff, prime it, flatten it back, paint it, lacquer it. Same on the roof, done exactly the same to the whole roof. All looking good, lovely. Until you get here, totally different colour. All this along here, and all this down, all of the sides has just got a load of green pearl in it, and that's completely the wrong colour to what the car is. So not good. So hence, I'm now around this side, and I've started rubbing it down. But as I'm rubbing it down, I'm finding a few little bits to do. I've got a dent here, which I'm pretty sure is going to push out from the inside, so I'll sort that out. Got a couple of little bubbles starting to surface down here, so we'll get them ground out and sorted. So obviously if we've got to do the whole side, we might as well do it now. I've got this bit here where like a door deflector, reflector type thing was stuck on with some glue, so we might as well dig that glue off now, get rid of that. And then we've got a couple of repairs in the wing to do. There's a couple of little chunks out of it there. There was a couple of lines across here, which I've sanded out and flattened out. We then got this dent that was sticking out here. I've knocked it all flat, and they're going to grind it down. Goes over to here, grind that down as well, and we'll give that a skim, and then that will sort that side out. Obviously I'm making it sound like it's a 5-minute job. It's not. It's probably a day's work on that side. And then I've got to do the whole of this side as well. Can't really see much on this side. I've got a little dent there to get rid of. So we'll do what we can with that. We've got a little bubble of rust down the bottom here, so that'll be going as well. So in some ways that's doing us a favour, because the car's going to be 100% mint. I've got the trims over here I'm already working on. I've already got them up to 3 coats of silver. I've got to do a couple more coats of silver, get some lacquer on them, and they're done. So we're working our way through it. We are getting there. The old new space heater is just down here now. So we've got heat again, so we can heat things up and keep ourselves warm, hence why I'm in a t-shirt. So that's all good. So let's carry on, let's see what we can get done. Before anyone says, is it my paintwork is out, the colour is out, let me just show you. Inside the boot, etc, etc, is all the same colour as my colour up there, not this colour down here. If you look inside the doors, they're all my colour, not the colour that someone painted the car. You can see the two tones there because I peeled a load back on purpose there, and you can see the two colours, they're way off. This is where someone's been blending in. I mean, look at the door, look. The two colours are just way out. What's happened is mixed way too much pearl on top of the paint, and that's literally changed the colour. But either way, that's no good, so we can't leave it like that. But I thought I'd just show you. It's definitely nothing to do with anything I've done, because all inside the car is all the right colour to what we've done. So let's get started on this wing. As I showed you before, we've knocked this all down here, so we'll get in there and get that sorted. So as you can see under there, that's absolutely lovely shiny bare metal on there, no rusty horrible panels. So I thought while we've got the grinder out, we might as well get these little bubbles here as well. There's a couple of tiny little bubbles here. It's not a rusty car, it's just where stone chips are bubbled up a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, that's literally pure brand new metal underneath there. Even though the car's over 20 years old, that's still mint. Just someone done a bit of a funny paint job on it. So next of all, I'm gonna get the old filler, give it a good old mix. I'm gonna use this used one because doesn't really matter on the first mix. Mix up some of the oils in the tub, get it all going around nicely. When that's not used every day, the oil and that come to the top. And we're not going to need a great deal because there ain't a great deal to do, but just thought I'd show you while we're doing it. I always get a lot of questions on how to mix the filler properly. No science to it really for me. I just eyeball it most of the time. Something like that, maybe a slightly bit more is enough for a bit like that. I'll basically do that. You soon get used to how to mix this like this. If you do a few cars, it just becomes natural for you. I don't even have to look at it, to be honest. I can do it with my eyes shut. I've obviously already sanded the whole of that side down, so we're just getting it ready for putting some of this in now. Now what I'm going to quickly do is just get a clean rag and wipe over the bits. Because otherwise we'll just be sticking to dust, which we definitely don't want. If you need to and you've got a bit of time, you just panel wipe it before you start putting it on. So back round onto the wing. I'll say nothing too crazy. Just a few extra repairs really. What we weren't going to do, we were going to leave a few marks on it because of the age and everything. It's actually quite a rare model though, to be honest. So it's actually an Elegance, which you don't get many of on the Corsa Cs. It's not like here, there and everywhere. I've had a few, but you know how many hundreds or even thousands of these Corsa Cs I've done, and I've only had a few, so That'll sort that out, and I'll be doing them bits in the back here as well, because I've got a little bit left, so we might as well get in the back here and do them. Always clean up around the edges so you ain't got to do so much sanding, especially when there's only a tiny part like that and the filler goes everywhere sort of thing. You just wipe up the sides of it, you ain't got to sand it all away. Hopefully we've got all these in one fill, because they're such shallow little repairs. They're not even repairs really, they're just little stone chips. I've just found another repair on the wing, so I'm now going to move over to that. Didn't know that was there, to be honest. There's actually a whole repair there. Look. It's not good, is it? Didn't see that one. So we'll put the old goggles back on, and we're going to have to sort that out as well. So there's no point in doing the rest of the side and not that bit. What a pain. Keep finding more bits. Nothing too crazy shape wise, but the trouble is it's shiny there, so I can't even peel straight over it. So we'll get a bit of Scotch Brite. Make sure we get rid of the shine, because otherwise where you put your filler, within a very small amount of time that will start to lift and move underneath the paint, and that will really mess up what you've done, because obviously that'll all crack and make a right mess. So I've been very busy, as you can see. Flattened this all out with 80, 180, 240. We now need to skim it with the final filler. This one will just take a final fill, I don't think I need any extra. I've been straightening this bottom end here. If you remember, we had a big dent there. We've now got a nice line all the way across, which is cool. And then I've just been doing little bits and pieces. I've been trying to have a little go at this with some of the glue remover and stuff, and it's now starting to soften up by the looks of things. I put it on there and that weren't really doing too much. I need to soak in a bit. But by the looks of it, that's now starting to come off, which means I'll get some more that will just wipe off by the looks of it. Pretty good. I'll get that bit sorted as well. And they're going to do a mix up and skim them up. So, cleaned all them bits up and re-skimmed with the final fill stuff. This stuff's like a really fine detail filler, gets rid of the scratches and stuff like that. Put a first fill in that one. We'll give it another skim if I need to put any in the others. If not, I'll have to mix a bit up separately. And then I've just straightened these bits out of the back here because there's just a little bit out of shape there. And we concentrated on getting this line back along here. I had to go in the car. I'll show you. Been in the car and I've put these muddy footprints on the floor, which I didn't want to do. But I had to put all these seats over, take that quarter panel bit out, which is a load of star drivers down the sides, one down the bottom. And then it lifts up and poppers all around the edges. And then get in there with a bar and a piece of wood and pop it all out, push it along the line basically. And that came out quite nicely, to be fair. It wasn't too bad at all. That popped quite well. And that's what we got. So I've been working on the old VXR. Turned out to be slave cylinder was gone and the clutch. You can see we've got everything everywhere. Lights going, everything rigged up. Tools on the floor. We've been up under there, taking that all apart. New cylinders all in. We now got to put all the trim and stuff back on. Put it all back together. This is the old rod and clip off the back of the master. You should get it start. Yep. Starts and runs good. Put it over here. Just putting all the scuttle panel and everything back in. And the wipers. So I'll show you this car properly once I've done all the little jobs and stuff I need to do on it. I've got engine mounts to do, stuff like that. So it's been a fun one today. Spent the morning sort of running around Norwich and stuff, picking up parts for the old VXR. Got a slave cylinder, got some pipe work and a little pump and stuff to bleed the system through. And they've decided that weren't going to work, that was useless, so I actually bled it through with a gearbox oil filler pump that I've got, and that done the job quite nicely. A bit powerful, but once got it going through it went alright. Fiddly old job though. You have to get down under the pedals, take all the trim and stuff out off the dash, around the steering wheel, and then get your hands right up down. It's not a very nice job. If you're not handy with the old tools, I wouldn't recommend doing it. It's a horrible job. You have to lie on your back like upside down and underneath with your legs hanging out the door, your back sort of arched over the sill. Very uncomfortable. And then obviously under the bonnet side of things, you have to take all the wipers off, all the plastic paneling under there off. And then you've got like a carpet cover under the bonnet on them that goes right across the engine. You have to take all that out as well. And then you've got some fiddly clips and pipes and stuff to do. So not a horrible job, but not the best either. Getting a bit frustrated here and there, but got it sorted in the end. And we're now out in the van, as you can see, and the VXR is actually in front of me. We're going to give it like a hour's test drive, make sure it's all good, and that'll be able to be used again. So, it's not my car, this one, that's actually my boy's car that he's recently bought. Bit of a beast, all tuned up, it's good fun, bit noisy, you might hear it on the video, but I'll spin you around, we'll get a few clips of it going up and down the Cumry, the old Cumry lanes and stuff. And that's what I've really been up to Tuesday. That's 9 o'clock at night now, so it's been a bit of a afternoon job basically. Just keep on the right tools and bits and pieces really, and messing around. I've done some other bits as well. There was some bolts and stuff missing out of the dash, and we put some other trims and stuff back on that weren't on, and bits and pieces around it basically where there's been taken apart, and just put some wire and ran through in places where it's not very tidy, so we took all that out and fed that all through nicely so it looked good. And now we're out here on the test drive, so let's spin around and have a look, shall we? Been in what, 3-4 hours, something like that. Been doing bits and pieces, had a bit of a clear up, moved some bits and pieces around, bought a bin because I'm fed up I keep wrapping up these black bags and stuff. And I've been working on the other side of the Corsa. So I'll spin you around and show you what I've done. All the wings all prepped apart from a tiny little bit around the side. Most of the back quarter was done, but then I worked out that was a bit ripply, so I come and measured down this side, the depths and stuff and the lines and the angles, and that was too far in. That had a lot of concave on it and weren't quite straight, so I've skimmed pretty much the whole bottom of the panel. And I'm going to blend that all in and get all the lines back and make sure it's 100%, because I hate little wavy bits, I don't like little dents, I don't like anything like that. If I'm doing a repaint, then you know, you might as well make it 100%. It don't take much longer to get it really, really nice to what it does to do a cheap job and just blow it over. So that's where we are. I'll spin you around. We'll go and have a look, we'll get up to date, and then I'll show you a few little tricks as I'm going sort of round, and I'm going to come round onto this side as well, I think, and start doing some of this side. So every time I get to a point where I think that's worth bringing it back on and showing you a few little bits, I will. I obviously do other stuff outside, cars turning up, different things being done, etc, etc. There's always something going on, and obviously I can't film everything, but I'll add bits and pieces in when I can during the week and show you what's going on. If you prefer this type of video, let us know in the old comments below, instead of me doing like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5 finished. Would you rather me do just a roll out of the week where you see this, that, the other, me going somewhere and me picking up this, going to get this, cars blowing up, brakes falling apart, gearboxes going, drive shaft snapping, whatever, you know, out and about what's happening, out with the van, out with the trailers, in the yards picking up cars? Would you rather see that sort of stuff instead of me just focusing on repairing that, showing you that, etc, etc? I'll still keep doing the how-tos because I get hundreds and hundreds of messages about doing them, people saying thank you very much, you've helped me do my car, etc, etc. I didn't have the money so I could do it myself, so I'll definitely keep them coming. But I have to do whatever I got in at the time. Like this one at the back here's got a broken fog light in the back bumper, so I could do a how-to on how to get the back bumpers off, because they're a pain on these and they've got like star keys in them and all the time they just strip. So I've got a little trick of how I do that, so I could do a how to get them off. You know, there's little jobs like that. There's always jobs like that. And obviously, if something come up, say like the central lock is not working, or that door won't open by the handle or whatever, I can do a strip down and show you what's happening inside there. I'll always do the how-tos because that help a lot of people. So, right, let's turn around. Let's have a look at what I'm actually doing on here and see what we can do. Like I said, I can't show you everything I'm doing all week, all day long, because 12, 16-hour days quite often. But that'd never pay for itself. I mean, I don't make no money doing these videos or anything. I get a couple of quid here and there. I definitely don't cover all the effort I put in and all the editing, all the time that takes to film these clips, them clips, put them all together. Yeah. Then you have to make thumbnails and titles, and yeah, you can put hours and hours and hours and lose days really if you're not careful. And to be fair, if I didn't do this filming and stuff, I'd probably get extra cars done per week, per month, probably another 2 or 3. So I've got to balance that out, and we'll go from there. So let's have a look, see where we are, shall we? So I've stuck an axle stand under there just so I can get this side up. I've had a little look. There's nothing along the top apart from wrong colours. There's a blend here, which if I go close enough you'll probably see where it's gone all sticky and yucky. I don't know whatever they use, so I'm hoping it's not going to react when I paint it, because that'll be a pain. There's a couple of little stone chips down here. If I go close you can see them, and another one there. Again, they're just stone chips that are starting to spread a little bit where they've got a bit of water in them. That's the old fog light I was talking about just now. So I've got to take that apart and get that all out ready to fit a new one. And this is where we are down this side. Hello, Mr. Spider. Mr. Spider's come in and started crawling on my car. This bit here, even though it doesn't look like it, all these lines are all back in, all this is feathered out. You can't feel any of that with your fingers or anything. It's all the right shape, everything is lovely, everything's the right lines. When I prime it, that will disappear. I've got the final skim just done on here, so this will all blend nicely soon, and then that'll be ready, and then we just got to sand out all these scratches, go through the grades so everything goes smooth like this again, like I have around the edge of this one, because otherwise when you lacquer and paint, these will come through, which you definitely don't want. I've removed the badge, but I'm going to leave the sticky writing on there so I know exactly where to put it back. And this is what I've done down here. As I said to you, the line's there, we've got to keep that line in. There was a dent here, sort of going inwards, and there, which is still there a little bit. I'm going to have to give it another skim, probably a couple of skims to get it 100%, just around this bit here. There's an indentation, and that's horrible. Around here it's just slightly out of shape. Most of that will sand off and there won't be hardly any filler there. But this little area here is probably going to have 2 or 3 skims just to get the shapes back. But not terrible, to be fair. I could have left it if I really, really wanted to, but that's not me. I like to do things right. Our roof, what we've done is getting all dusty. As you can see, it's absolutely covered. If I move backwards and forwards, it's covered in all sorts. This is not good. It could really do with a good old wash. The bonnet over here now. Now it's been a couple of days. That's now touchable. I can lean on it now. I can press my fingers on it. It's all nice and dry, so that's good. So I've got to flatten this all back, get all the little bits of dust and stuff out of it now, and then that'll be ready to be buffed up. But I ain't going to do that yet. We'll let that keep settling while we do the rest of the car, and we can work out where we are from there. Good thing about this is it's got some lovely tyres and stuff on it, so I ain't got to do any tyres or nothing on it. Can't really see anything underneath it need doing yet, but you never know. I will have a proper check, take the wheels off, go through the brakes as I normally do. Probably just do that all off camera. As you can see down here, I normally knock all the rust and stuff off the wheels, give them a sand, and I'll black the wheels out. But at the moment, from what I can see up here, we've got a broken spring, and you can see how low it's sitting to the arch there. I think we've got a broken spring both sides, to be honest. So either that or someone was getting ready to lower it. Obviously that's higher this side because I've got the jack under there, but from what I could see up there, I pulled out a little bit of spring in one coil. So either someone was messing around trying to, get it lower, or both springs are broken in the front. Looking in between the wheels and stuff, I can see the discs are quite smooth. There's no big ridges or nothing on them, so the brakes should be fairly decent. The rest we can deal with. Under the bonnet and everything is just normal stuff. Need a good old clean, but nothing else under there, you know, give any concern. The only thing I did see was this bit here, but I've given it a good whack with a hammer, and that's literally just on the surface. So we'll just grind that back with a wire wheel, and we'll give it a quick coat around there, seal it up. Other side is okay, but little things like that I always like to do. Things like these trays and stuff, I'll get the old black metal treatment. We'll just give them a quick wire back and paint them in. But otherwise, that's actually not bad on the bonnet at all, especially for an 03. You know, it's not a brand new car, but it's in pretty good nick to be fair, apart from a little bit of damage from the side that I'll show you. So we're doing okay. Don't know if I'll show you the interior, but it's an elegant, so it's quite a strange model. You get this rather strange pattern. When I got this, which you wouldn't have seen, I will put some photos in if I can, all in here. It was all green and mouldy, and yeah, it was yuck. So I stripped it down, give it a good old wet back and everything. So I wasn't planning on putting this one on video, but now we're sort of doing bits on it. And people keep saying to me, show me as many as you can, show me which ones you can. I get messages on Messenger all the time saying, show more, you know, a bit more detail of the ones that you don't show on camera, or just show us a quick glimpse of some of the ones that you don't show, or you don't do full videos on. So I'm just trying to show you a bit as I can. As you can see down there, your mileage is 85, is it 75? It's hard to see, it needs drying out. It's not reading properly, but that will come back. It's just wet from where I've done all the interior shampooing and everything. So I've got to cut this badge off. So I will show you the little trick on how I do that. I'll stick you on the stand and I'll show you a good little trick, a little craze I started back in the day of how to get these off in seconds. So as you probably know, I'm a fisherman as well. I don't just do cars. I've actually got a freshwater channel and a sea fishing channel, hence why I've got some line. So get your line, literally run up behind it on both sides and just use it like that, up and down. Before you know it, you're already cutting through. I'm already halfway. Depending on what line you use, that will start to wear out, like it has there. So you pull a bit more through before you snap it, and carry on cutting. It's going to snap now and again, but nothing to worry about. Just put it through, cut from the other end. I'll be honest, this one is being a bit of a pain. It's a bit tough, but it's cutting. Normally, to be honest, I would be through already, but I'm about 2 letters off. Just keep going. And there we go, we're in the last letter, in the middle. And off comes the badge. What, 30 seconds work, something like that? So nothing too crazy. A good little tip to help you get your badges off, especially if you want a debadge, and then you can just use a wheel to get the rubber off. Forgot what they're called now. A little rubber wheel that you take sticky bits and pieces off with. So next I'm going to whip the back lights out just to make it easier for when I'm doing the race round. That's how easy it is on these. Couple of 8mm, like so, little ratchet. I'll put them inside the boot there so I don't lose them. Give it a wiggle. Pop it off its clips. Then down the back there, you'll find electrical connection. Push the top in, slide it out. In the boot it goes. Nice. Alright, I'll do the other side as well. It's not worth me leaving them on for how easy they are to get off. because why would I? I don't want to be getting paint on them. I want to be able to paint around behind them as well, so that blend in nicely. Don't want to do what this last chap done and just don't really care about the car and just done it sort of thing. I want to blend right into these panels. I'll come right into here, right in these edges to get this right colour, that colour, that colour. Does that make sense? Right. Gonna have to hoover them out in there now, get rid of all that muck, wipe it out with some panel wipe because we don't want none of that rubbish, do we? And then we should be able to sort that all out. One little tip I would say is never ever leave that like that. I know the lights go in there and that covers that up, but I can assure you when you're painting and your gun comes past here, that'll all flick up in the air and that'll end up all over your nice clean paintwork. And that's a waste of all that extra time you've spent trying to clean everything up. And then what we do is get some, this stuff is called crow's feet, it's professional stuff to use, but you can just use a cloth, microfiber or something like that. Give it a really good soaking and get in there. Get off anything that's looking like it's going to come up. Doesn't take long. A couple of passes, turn your cloth over because obviously that gets dirty. And all you're doing is smearing dirt around if not. And I'm not going to stay on there for 10 minutes and show you how to clean that bit, but you get the idea. Got polish all around the boot and that, so I might as well wipe out while I'm here. It's not mine obviously because I ain't done any polishing on this yet, but someone has. And someone's tried to make the wrong colour match what it looks like. I thought they were going to polish it in and make it a different colour, but I don't know what the story is. I wish I did, to be honest. Right now, the best thing you can do is get all the dirt and stuff out. And I would anyway, even if I didn't do anything, to be honest, I'd clean it anyway, because it's just me. I like to keep things nice and clean. If you're going to do a job right, you might as well do it properly. And get in there and clean it up. I'll obviously do that probably 2 or 3 more times again before we're all masked up and actually painting and stuff. I just want to show you a few bits and pieces, like so, show you the tips and tricks as I can as I go around. So I'm sure you get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm sanding away and they're going to change the disc to a nice fresh one and probably spend 10-15 minutes on that, get that all flattened. So this is what we got left with. It's all flattened out. Obviously I've got a few little load spots. This bit here needs a bit of a skim, slightly low there, it's very low here. So I need a bit across there. This top bit, you can actually see the dent, which is all filled up quite nicely. So let's skim that bit there, skim some of these little bottom bits, tiny bit there, and that will probably sort that out. Then I'll have to put final filler and stuff like that on top of it. I'll do all that off camera, just trying to keep you in the loop a little bit. And I'll move on to some of the bits the other side probably. Get the old grinder on. Right, let's get this skimmed up. Trying to just make a line. There's a line going along the top there, and we want to stay inside of that. Obviously we can sand over it. There's a bit of grit in there, we don't want that. When you're putting this on, you want it, what you're trying to do is smooth as possible, really. That saves you. I don't know where we're getting bits of grit from, but we've got bits of grit coming out of this. Any extra filler left over, try and get rid of that. Just there to smooth out. A bit of skill sort of learning how to feel your way into this sort of thing, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. I know the top bit don't need any extra, but I know the bottom bit does. Just got to keep trying to put it in. If you get any little gritty bits like I'm getting here at the moment, you must get them out, because otherwise that just leaves little holes in your filler. Right, I think we're getting somewhere. Not overly happy with how smooth it is, but it just means I've got to do a bit of extra sanding. And you'll never get like a dent like I'm repairing here in one skim. You'll have to do it 3, 4, 5 times, depending on where all the indentations and stuff are going. But got most of it. And this is with the stronger stuff. I'm not quite sure where these bits are coming from, but they're annoying me. I might have to check the actual tub of filler, because I don't normally get anywhere near the amount of lines I'm getting here. Normally it's a nice smooth, consistent texture. That might get us there. Shan't show you anymore. I'll sand that a few times now and keep filling it and get it to its like last final fill. Then I'll use the soft stuff, blend it in, then I'll come back and show you where we are. Right. Let's get this skimmed up. Trying to just make a line. There's a line going along the top there, and we want to stay inside of that. Obviously we can sand over it. There's a bit of grit in there, we don't want that. When you're putting this on, you want it, what you're trying to do is smooth as possible, really. That saves you. I don't know where we're getting bits of grit from, but we've got bits of grit coming out of this. Any extra filler left over, try and get rid of that. Just there to smooth out. A bit of skill sort of learning how to feel your way into this sort of thing, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. I know the top bit don't need any extra, but I know the bottom bit does. Just got to keep trying to put it in. get any little gritty bits like I'm getting here at the moment, you must get them out, because otherwise that just leaves little holes in your filler. Right, I think we're getting somewhere. Not overly happy with how smooth it is, but it just means I've got to do a bit of extra sanding. And you'll never get like a dent like I'm repairing here in one skim. You'll have to do it 3, 4, 5 times, depending on where all the indentations and stuff are going. But got most of it. And this is with the stronger stuff. I'm not quite sure where these bits are coming from, but they're annoying me. I might have to check the actual tub of filler, because I don't normally get anywhere near the amount of lines I'm getting here. Normally it's a nice smooth, consistent texture. That might get us there. Shan't show you anymore. I'll sand that a few times now and keep filling it and get it to its like last final fill. Then I'll use the soft stuff, blend it in, then I'll come back and show you where we are. I thought I'd make a start on this side because I'm working around the other side, but it's dragging on a bit and I don't want to be sitting around waiting for filler to go. I'll show you where I am, but I've skimmed it another 3 times since you've seen it. It's been a bit of a pain, that bottom bit, it's quite ripply. And then it goes over the top of the line there. So at the moment I'm having to just keep skimming it and sanding it right back, skimming it, sanding it right back until we get a nice level that we're happy with. This bit down the front is all done now, this whole wing's done now. This little bit's all blended in. Just got to go with some lighter grades now. And that bit's all done and we're sort of getting there on this side. Got to go up over the top of here and along the top and down that side and obviously down the door post. But otherwise everything else is done. There's no more dents, no more bits and pieces. And that's what we like to see. I just thought there's no point in me sitting around. I don't mind having a drink now and again, but I might as well get on with some other bits, you know, while we're doing it. I'll get this indicator and stuff out. Badge is already off. Just noticed there's a couple of little ripples in the black there, but nothing to worry about, I don't think. I'm going to take this cover off because it's gone on the edge here. Not very bad to be honest, but I'm doing the other one anyway, which I've got sitting over here. There's a new bin. Yeah, I'm doing this one anyway, so might as well do them both. So I've been busy, as you'll probably see. I've started sanding down this side. I've done a load more sand on the other side, just to get things going. I haven't done all of this side, but I've done enough to fill in the bits that I need to repair. You can see where I've ground them out, obviously earlier in the video. But I need to get them filled up so it starts to go off, because it can take up to 40 minutes to go off, to be honest. That can take a while. Even on a warm day, sometimes it takes a while. That's all sort of down to the humidity and stuff as well, really. I like to give it a good old clean back like I am now, and then I'll leave it for a little while. Let all the alcohol and stuff dry in, so that evaporate, and then I'll skim all these little bits. You don't really need to see that, there's only a few little bits, but I'll show you them once I've started repairing them. It's getting on a bit now, it's coming up to sort of 8 o'clock at night, so I'm probably going to grab myself starting the week, because it's probably going to be a late one, so I'll probably give that a chance to go off once I've filled it up, and then I'll fill it up, sorry. And while I'm going to grab something to eat and, you know, get sandwiches, etc. That'll give that a good chance to go off. I'll have a hot chocolate, and I'll be able to move on without wasting any time, sort of thing. This is what I've been doing around the other side. Let's go and have a look, shall we? I've been working on this pillar, going up along the top there, all the way along the top, all the way along, right down into that pillar. I've also come back and down into these door pod bits along there. So I've been pretty busy. Got to get into the very deep edges and stuff with a Scotch-Brite to finish them off. Still messing about with that down there, still being a pain, but we're getting towards the final fills now, so that's good. And then we're sort of getting to the end of this side, and we're already halfway through this side, which is nice. Don't think we've got any damage or anything on the wing down this side. We'll wipe it down and stuff and check it all properly, but we might have a little scratchy stone chippy thing there, which we might as well get rid of if we're doing this side anyway. Normally I'd just touch that in, but because we're painting the whole side, we might as well do it. Up over the top. This is so flat, there's no shine to any of this. That weren't done very nicely, but there's no damage there. I've just got to hope that nothing reacts, because if that will react when I paint it, that'll be a pain. Which I did on the bonnets and stuff and the roof when I first done them, until I put some stuff on to stop it. But hopefully we'll be alright. So that's this side all skimmed up. Hopefully that will go off, do us good. So Thursday morning, already been over to Norwich, just been up and picked up some the old dolphin glaze and some hardener and bits and pieces like that, like some bits of black spray for doing bits and pieces that need doing, like under the bonnet and around the edges and stuff where I need a bit of a touch up. Some sandpapers, some wire wheels and stuff for cleaning up all the wheels and stuff like that. I've then been over and give a little light sand on the wheel trims, give them a couple more coats of silver, so then they're starting to settle off nicely. So been busy already. I've been onto the car on the other side now, which is the passenger side. I've done the final skim on that bottom part with just a little light soft, well basically this. And I've gone through the stages on this side, on the rear quarter, which I was showing you yesterday. Done the first couple of stages, sanded them through, gone to the final stage again with this, and we're on the last stages of that. So we're starting to come along quite nicely now, which is quite good. Don't want to spend all my time of the week on this. I'm trying to do other stuff in between when I can, but also trying to squeeze things in and get this one done as well. So let's spin around, let's have a look. I've had the space heater on just to warm the place up a bit. It's a bit chilly. I've just had a hot chocolate and some biscuits. So let's carry on. There's Mr. Space Eater doing its job. Trims are down there. As you can see, they're starting to look quite nice and quite shiny. When I first got them off the car, they were all scuffed up, little bits missing and stuff. So I've flattened them all back, skimmed them all up, primed them, and I think we're now on 3 coats of silver. I'm going to give them 1 more coat of silver, a couple of coats of lacquer, and they'll look like brand new. And then I've got the silver bits to go back in the middle of them. Should be good. Bonnet's sitting over here, getting absolutely covered in dust, which is a bit annoying. You can see there to there, but this panel should be nice and dry now. It's been a couple of days, so I'll be able to get on them and start doing a bit of flattening on them if I need to. Well, I do need to because there is dust on them. The roof is just covered in dust now, but that's dry as well, I would say. So that's where we are. As you can see, just the final little touches on this bit now. Nothing too crazy, nothing that won't take me 10 minutes to get sanded out and all shaped up with a couple of different grades. And that's that bit done. Bit down the side of the doors done as well, got rid of that glue. Remember that glue I had there? I had one of them door protector reflector things on there and it was glued on. So we sorted that out. That end's done. That end, Ripley Horrible Dent there's done. Round to this side, onto this quarter, we're on the final fills. So I'll get these all sanded back. We'll have a look at this door, we'll have a look at this wing. What I might do is put another axle stand underneath the back gear and then jack up on the front here and get the front end in the air as well, because it's pretty low now and I ain't going to want to spray it that low down. That'd be a bit of a pain. So I might just get that done as well. So let's have a go at this one, shall we? Should be starting to get dry now. Nothing worse than having a dent right in the middle of the quarter. Certainly weren't going to leave it. Still got a little bit there, I think. Yep, pretty nice. The rest can be done with the old DA sander. We'll have a go at a couple of these. Ooh. Not bad, not bad. Gonna have to open the door for this one. Whew. I'm trying to work mega quick because obviously I'm filming it and I don't want it to take too long. Ooh. I'm going to show you, filling like that is not as quick to stand down like that normally. especially the other fillers underneath. This is the soft stuff to get the final detail. But the other stuff is a lot harder to sand. Lovely jubbly. Just took care of that. Lovely, just what we needed. Lovely jubbly, they're ready to take some primer. What else have we got to prep? So we should be able to get this flattened down as well. Very nice, all in shape from what I can feel. Mask around here, prime it 2 or 3 times, flatten that back, that repair will disappear. Lovely, just what we want. Right, we can move on to some other bits now. So just spent half an hour messing about. As you can see, I've been underneath, we've got axles all round. It's got a nice height for me to work on now. I've also been around with the Hoover for about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Just getting up the main dust because I'm starting to walk it about and it's getting all over me. I'll obviously sweep this all out and wash this all down way before I start doing any painting, but it's getting a bit dusty in here, and if you go over the other side of the unit now, it's a bit of everywhere. Bit of a pain really. I'm used to having a booth, but I ain't got one in this one at the moment. I am trying to sort something out, but I need to have enough room to still do the work as well as have a booth and a ramp, so a bit limited space. But I've got some ideas in my head, so we'll go from there. Right, so where are we? We're sort of at this door really, aren't we? So we're probably going to take this mirror cover off, this indicator out, and look along the bottom of the door and stuff like that, and see if we've got any little bits of rust and stuff like that. Now, do we do the boot? We probably do, don't we? Which is a pain because I've got to take all the badges off, but I think it could be worthwhile because I don't think it's going to match with nice fresh paint. I don't know if he's actually painted that himself to know if it's even the right colour. So I've been working away on the boot. As you can see, I've cut all the badges and stuff off. The centre one and the end one. What I've noticed is that if you get the right light, see them bubbles? I've obviously got to deal with them. It's where people grab and go to use it, and you got rings and stuff on that scratch. There's another one up here. And there's the odd one around the boot. So I'm going to flatten the boot down, but I'm going to have to go a bit rougher through them bits and sort them bits out. I'll just put a bottle under there for now to keep it open. And there's the badges I took off. I always keep them in line and ready to go back on. So what grade do we have to use to get through that? Probably 180, I reckon. So what I've done is I got the 80, took this right down to bare metal. You can see the little stone chippy bits still. So I dug them right out, bare metal the right flat, same over there as well. And then I 320'd the whole panel, 500 the whole panel. And I'm now going around the Scotch Brite and just getting in all the little badgy bits. And around the edges where you can't get to. Along the bottoms. Done most of it already, to be honest, but just sort of get you up to date what I'm doing. You want all the paint to stick and look nice. You don't want no spots that look rough. Wouldn't have had to go much further to make it show ready, to be honest. Looking pretty good. Pretty much what I've got to do on there. I've obviously got to prime the bare metal. And the rest of that panel's ready, which is pretty good. So it means we can move on to the side, which we've already started. So that's good news. So as you know, boot's all done. And what I've done is I've been all the way down this side, doing all the edges. I had to get like right in here and get under all these windows and all in these little tight gaps, which are fun. To be fair though, it's only took me about half an hour to do the whole side, so it's not too bad. I've done every little bit, been all along the bottom as well, make sure I get every little detail down there. Don't miss any stone chips or anything like that. So yeah, we're doing alright. Going around in black strips. Really close to them, as close as possible, because you normally get a funny line around them if not. There's people don't clean around them. And then obviously around the indicator where the indicator go. Didn't need to do that, but I'll do it anyway. Because why wouldn't you? And that side is 100% ready, so that's all good. We're on this rear quarter now, so I've got masking up and everything to do on this side, which you don't really want to see. I've already shown you that on the other side, so I'll do all that off camera and stuff. Whew. And I'll see where I can get on this side. As you can see, I ain't got nowhere near as much light on this side of the unit, because I need to put some lights up the top here. But I'm planning on having a rearrange, which is why I ain't done it yet. But we'll get there. But yeah, it makes this side a lot harder to do. So Mr. Posty's just been, so we're topped up on tins for flicking things in, bits and pieces. We've got some bulbs and stuff, like headlight bulbs, indicator bulbs, tail light bulbs, that sort of thing. And I'm trying to think what else came. We had a few bits come. Put some bits away in the valeting cupboard, like cloths, and you know, sort of polishers and cuts and all that sort of stuff. But they're all hid away in there at the moment, so I'm not going to dig them out. Got some more degreaser, got snow foam, you name it. Just keep coming in. Oh yeah, sorry, the old blue roll and that came in. We use that for wiping things up and cleaning things. So yeah, we're stocked up again. From what I can tell, there's always something you have to buy. I know we put stuff on the board like that, what I need to buy that week, but there's always something. We should have what we need, I think. More new stuff coming to post. Another little chair, because the one I had, one of the wheels is broke off it. So I've already put it 3/4 together. Just got to finish off the last few bits. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Pretty straightforward. Not sure if I could build a car, I could build a chair. nice to be able to wheel along the side of the car on that side. That's why I'm putting it together straight away, because then I can mask up that side of the car wheeling up and down. It's nice to have a bit of movement instead of sort of kneeling down and going along and stuff. If you can move around a bit, that's a lot better. Whew. There's a bit more movement on the other side, to be honest. Yeah, can't even get on it. On the other side, I could just get that straight on there. That side's a bit close. Oh, I've done that the way up to the other side as well, so let's spin it around. Don't want that, do we? It could be why, but I doubt it. Should be 13 on the bottom and 14 on the top, but yeah. These are different. Yeah, they actually are as well. Different to the other side. Oh well. Can I get that on that end? Okay, so we've got 13 and 14 on the bottom side, on that side of the thing. And this side of 14 and 14. Good fun, isn't it? So I'm going to have to get a... Well, I'll check that one first, but I know for a fact the other ones with that. Yeah, definitely ain't going on there. And that one does go on that one. Will it go on this one? Normally I'd just gun things together, but it's not worth it on this, because it'll probably blow it to bits. It's me, I was getting the spanners the wrong way around. All nice and tight, because the last one I'd done all fell apart, which weren't great. The old seat goes on top like so. That should be pretty straightforward to do. But we will find out. So we've got a washer. And then we've got a tensioning washer. Stick it through. Another little tiny tensioning washer, so we don't over tighten it. And then the same again. And then I'll show you what they give you to do that up, shall I? Because it's quite funny, to be honest. So you've got to try and get it in there without cross-threading anything, so we've got to be nice with it. Just like that. This one's been a little bit more of a pain. And there we go. And what they give me is the tiniest Allen key in the world. I mean, to be fair, that is going to do the job, but it's a tiny little chair. It's not exactly like my other one, but what do you expect for 25 quid, I suppose? It weren't a lot of money. Whereas my other one was the one before that one, actually saying that, it was a snap-on one. I think it was a 130 quid, something like that. That's not good, but I think it's nearly ready to sit on. Don't want to over tighten these and rip them through the seat. But I don't want to under tighten them, but they move around and then they cross thread. So we want somewhere in the middle. Feels fairly tight. Can we sit on it? Whee! I'll see if I can roll on a bit of cardboard, but should roll over there. A little bit of tray and stuff on the bottom there. Right, so I'll tighten everything up on that nice and tight off camera, and we'll try it out. So it's working out quite nicely. As you can see, somewhere to put a little spreader for tucking bits and pieces in, a little blade, a couple of rolls of masking tape or whatever you want to put under really. But it's ideal because I can literally just sit on it and I can wander about. I can mask, like an area like this around the light. And as I'm going around the arch, I can literally go. You can move as you do it, which makes the job so much easier. When you can't move, that makes it a lot harder. So that'll make this side a lot nicer to mask up. Friday morning, everyone. So still slogging away on this Corsa. Starting to become a pain now. Getting knackered. Long days, late nights. But I'm hoping to get it into primer today. It'll be nice when it gets to that stage and I can let that settle, flatten that back, and then do the colour coats and the lacquer. Been a bit of a pain, this one. Obviously didn't know I was going to have to paint this much of it. I was only expecting to have to do the roof and bottom when I bought it, but these things happen, so I had to just get stuck in and get it done. That's what I've been doing. So I'm cruising along the coast at the moment, heading down towards the unit. That's one good thing about my travelling to work and back, is I get to go all the way along the coast, seeing all the beaches and all the walks and all the campsites, etc. every day pretty much, depending on which way I go. So that's quite nice, especially in the summer, because you can stop off and have a wander here, there and everywhere, as I do on my other channels. And obviously, if you don't know, I've got a freshwater channel for fishing and a sea fishing channel as well. So if you do a bit of fishing, have a look in the old description and you'll see the other channels basically. It's WFA freshwater fishing and WFA sea fishing, if you're into that sort of thing. So yeah, as I say, today the biggest thing is for me to get as much dust as I can out of the unit, blow everything down, get it all as clean as possible, mask up obviously the roof where I've already done, and anything I don't want to paint, so that's going to take a little while as well. So obviously I'll do most of that off camera. I had brought a new car in, which is on the trailer behind us, but I'm probably not going to wander around out and share that today, because as it's been since Christmas, it's raining again. Pretty much rain every single day now, doesn't it? It's either mega windy and rainy or just rainy. That's all we seem to be getting. That's so annoying. Yeah, we've got a new one on the trailer. We've been right up the other end of the country, picked this one up, so hopefully that's a good runner and not needing too much work, but we'll get into that if I get a chance. Hopefully I'll get a nice, half an hour or so, or I can get it off a trailer and it's not pouring with rain and stuff. We'll have a look at it. Got a few new cars coming in soon. Got here, roadworks in front of me now. So I'll get on with the journey and I'll see you at the unit. So we're in the unit. So I did do actually a load of work on this side of the Corsa last night off camera. So I bet you get you up to speed to where we are, because to be fair, I've finished this whole side. It's all masked up, done around the handles, done around the windows, folded the mirror in, tucked underneath it. I've been along the sills, I've sanded the door, sanded the wing, flattened out some little scratches and stuff like that. Done all the little finey bits with the Scotch Sprites. So, been pretty busy with that side really. Oh, I just had a nice hot chocolate. Parked up the new one. And time to spin you around and show you what's what. Right, let's get on with it. So, that's what it's looking like now. As you can see, we're all prepped up. Lovely jubbly. What's that? I'm just in a little chip there. I might have to give out a little skim. Scratch that somehow. But we're all done around the handles. Gone around all the black strip. Sorted out all our bits along the bottom, all the way along the bottom of the door. All masked obviously. Back windows all masked up now. All the boots all done. Been around all the edges with the Scotch Brite. Same down that side. This whole side's all done now. Been around all the edges, everything's masked up. So what we've got to do now is wipe the roof down and the window and mask up all the way across the front. Cover up these bumpers. Cover up the bumpers on the back and basically just cover up anything we don't want to get any paint on or primer. Because obviously it's going to be primer first. Because we've got to prime all these repair bits. And that's where we are really. So I'll get that done. It's not too exciting, so I don't think you're going to want to see that. So I'll pull that all over the top. And then we'll wipe it down. We'll see what we've got once we've wiped it down. Because probably going to have to panel wipe it a good 3, 4, 5 times just to get all that dust off it. I've blown all the unit floor and everything out. As you can see, we're not covered in white snow anymore. That's what it looked like, doesn't it? So I've been through the whole unit. I've hoovered everywhere. Yeah, done all sorts. So it's cleaned up a bit. But let's get this masked up and see where we can go from there. So you catch me on the wheelie. So easy to do stuff, you just whee! Pull something out like that. Obviously this is just for instance, I'm not actually masking that bit, that's already done. But you can literally just go along and like you're feeding around here, you do that. Come around here, just, yeah, so much nicer. But I've masked all over the top, all inside the boot, down the boot, all inside the engine bay, along the front bumper, and just had these come in the post. Now these, hopefully are going to be a little bonus. I've been heading here for a while and I thought it's about time I got some more. They're actually wheel covers. I've been using all sorts of stuff to do it and you can get the right stuff, so why not? Can't get it open, but we'll see what they're like, see what you get for your money. Well, nothing too exciting, but then they're not really, are they? They're just a cover. They're not meant to be pretty, they're meant to do their job. And that looks like it's going to do its job. That's what we want to see. I do want a bit of tape on that bag there, because the inside black arch is going along the side there. So just because you've got wheel covers on doesn't mean you haven't got to cover up your inside of your arches. Which I've done most of, I just missed a little bit there. Right. Spin down on the old trolley again, pull the next one out. Not looking too bad at all, to be honest. I think they'll do their job. They obviously can cover any size wheel, much bigger than this one here. Same again. I'll actually use a bit of that, I think. Just a tiny bit on the inside of the arch there. But we need to put a bit of tape over. Quite handy, you can use a bit of packaging. Let's get inside there. It's just the very bottom of the arch on the inside there. I actually thought the cover was going to sort of ruffle up a bit and cover the hole in bit in there, but it doesn't, so we'll deal with it. So it ain't got to be pretty, it's got to do its job. That should do it nicely. Stick the rest in the bin. going to go around and do the same the other side, but I'm sure you don't want to see that again. So I'll get the other side done. And I'll show you around the car. So there we go. We are ready to prime. There's a couple of tiny bits I need to just sand with a Scotch-Brite. Otherwise, everything's all covered up. Exactly how we need it. Pretty good. And we shouldn't get primer on anything else apart from what we need to. Obviously, bonnets and stuff like this, I'm going to have to cover them up or take them out of this room. Trims are going to have to be moved. And anything else I don't want covered up is going to have to be covered. So, we're all in primer. So let's spin round and let's have a look, shall we? Not looking too bad. Got a couple of runs. Just getting used to the new product, and I think it's a bit cold in here today. Should have put the heater on longer, but otherwise not bad. It's got to be flat sanded anyway, so it's not going to make no difference to what I'm doing. So I'll spin you around and show you. So the wing come out perfect, and then when you get close, couple of runs. Rest is looking really good. Got 4 coats on there, so nice and heavy. And this is where I got the bad run. Look at that. But like I said, at this stage of it, don't really make no difference because it's all going to be flat sanded anyway. Ready for the blues and the pearls and the lacquers. So that's where we are.